Hey, what is up, mortals? It is Charlie Rowen here with a new video for you. In this video, we'll dive into the character Speedwagon from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime. I just wanted to greet you guys by saying, just sit back and relax, you're in for a treat. So let's get started. Robert E.O. Speedwagon was an ally of Jonathan Joestar. He helped him defeat Dio Brando, along with assisting Joseph to defeat the Pillar Man Cars. After he passed away, he left behind a legacy that would follow the Joestar family for many generations with the Speedwagon Foundation. Speedwagon was a man of medium height and athletic build. He had a long, fair-haired mullet during his youth, along with a large scar across the left cheek that led from his nose to his jaw. He wore a three-piece dark suit with a tie and a bowler hat filled with hidden blades. During the events of Phantom Blood, he replaced his old hat with Will A. Zeppeli's top hat after he passed away. In battle tendency, Speedwagon wore a grayed flat top and an elderly three-piece suit with a tie and a fedora with a feather. Speedwagon was a hot-blooded but honorable street thug and later left the criminal life to become the Speedwagon Foundation's head. It was an organization that studied medical research, wild animal and plant protection, and was, in secret, a supernatural research department with the sole purpose of aiding the Joestar family. As the head of the company, Speedwagon had full power over all employees, including several leading scientists and workers. He often employed resources in the organization, including transportation by helicopters, submarines, cars, planes, and weapon development. Speedwagon was incredibly loyal to his friends, especially Jonathan. Since he was a gentleman, he also respected anyone's privacy. It was shown when Speedwagon tried to enter Jonathan's room while he was injured. He noticed that he was nursed back to health by Irina and respected them by leaving the room. Even after Jonathan's death, Speedwagon would risk his life to help the Joestar family. He also remained friends with Irina out of respect for Jonathan. Speedwagon took care of Irina and Joseph Joestar, much like a father figure or close uncle. He specified in his will that his foundation should be used to fund medical and archaeological advancements and aid the Joestar family. Even though Speedwagon couldn't master the Hamon, he was relatively resourceful and got the ability to determine someone's moral alignment based on their smell. He was also a mugger, so he knew the basics of combat. Speedwagon's bowler hat had hidden blades and was sharp enough to cut through bone. He used it during his day as a thief to attack his enemies and was able to throw it with deadly accuracy. He was also able to use a hammer to fight against the army of zombies. Throughout his youth, Speedwagon was a man that grew up in the dangerous Ogre Street. He was a common thief that stole to survive the dark streets of London. Speedwagon had also traveled the world, learning and meeting people. Throughout his travels, Speedwagon developed a sixth sense to smell the morality of a person. As he developed a reputation, he eventually became the thieves' leader in Ogre Street and befriended a Kempo master in Tattoo. One night, Speedwagon ordered his thief friends to attack a young individual and steal his belongings. The person they were trying to steal from was Jonathan Joestar, who was trying to find an antidote for a poison used by Dio Brando on his father. However, Jonathan was able to defeat the two thugs, as well as Speedwagon. Since they were at a disadvantage, more thugs appeared to attack Jonathan, but Speedwagon told them to stand down because he realized that Jonathan was an honorable fighter. He offered his services to lead Jonathan to Wang Chen, who was the one that sold Dio the poison. Fearing for Jonathan's safety, Speedwagon accompanied him to Joestar Mansion, where they encountered Dio. He wanted to accept the consequences of his actions and ordered Jonathan to arrest him. However, Speedwagon was able to see through Dio's lies. He tried to lure Jonathan so he could stab him with a knife. This led to the realization that Dio was not a sincere person, but rather evil. When Jonathan's father, George, died protecting his son from being stabbed by Dio, Speedwagon voiced his utmost respect to the Joestar family for their honor and justice. After Jonathan's battle against the newly vampirized Dio, Speedwagon took Jonathan to the hospital where he was taken care of by his childhood friend, Irina Pendleton. A few days later, Speedwagon accompanied Jonathan and Hamon master Will Antonio Zeppeli on a mission to defeat Dio, along with his army of vampires. Speedwagon was curious to learn the Hamon's ways, but Zeppeli mentioned that he would not be able to master it completely, and it greatly distressed Speedwagon. Eventually, the group encountered Dio and were forced to fight against an army of zombies. Speedwagon aided by attacking a few with a sledgehammer. When Dio froze Zeppeli's arm, Speedwagon cured it by placing it on his flesh. Zeppeli was unfortunately killed by Tarkus's hands, so as a remembrance of his ally, Speedwagon took his hat and wore it. After Jonathan won his battle and defeated Dio, Speedwagon smashed the stone mask with his sledgehammer so that it wouldn't once again fall into evil hands. The morning after Jonathan and Irina marry, Speedwagon read their story in the newspaper and remembered they were leaving on their honeymoon to America. Speedwagon rushed to the docks and realized that their honeymoon cruise was about to set sail. However, he was able to see them off, not knowing the tragedy that would befall them later on. A few years after the death of Jonathan Joestar, Speedwagon traveled to America, where he discovered oil and formed the powerful Speedwagon Foundation. He also became an uncle figure to Joseph Joestar. When Joseph was 12 years old, he was on a hijacked plane with Speedwagon. He was saved thanks to Joseph's hormone. Years later, during an expedition in Mexico, Speedwagon along with his crew discovered a human-like figure embedded in a pillar, holding numerous stone masks. Speedwagon and his team met with Strizo to show him what they had discovered. They called the human figure Pillar Man, and they wanted to use Strizo's hormone to destroy him. Unexpectedly, Strizo betrayed Speedwagon and mortally wounded him, while killing the others to use one of the stone masks to become a vampire. Speedwagon is then dumped into the river by Strizo to prevent the Pillar Man from absorbing his blood. The Nazi Major Rudolf von Stroheim rescued him, however. He was only interested in the Pillar Man to research his powers to make Germany stronger. So instead of saving him and letting him go, Speedwagon became a prisoner of the German army. Inside an underground lab, Speedwagon, tied with a straitjacket, pleaded with Stroheim not to revive Santana, which was the Pillar Man that was named by him. Eventually, Santana broke out of the wall and escaped from his containment, killing most of the Nazi soldiers. Finally, Speedwagon was saved by Joseph after defeating Santana. Speedwagon traveled with Joseph to Italy to meet Caesar Antonio Zeppeli, the grandson of Will Zeppeli. He was disappointed by the fact that they would quarrel and fight against one another, in contrast to Jonathan and Will's cooperation. Speedwagon goes with them to where the three other Pillar Men were, and witnessed the awakening of WAMU, SEDC, and CARS. During the hormone training of Joseph and Caesar, Speedwagon spent most of the time accompanying Irina and Smokey. By Joseph's request, Speedwagon withholds the Pillar Men's information and Joseph's life-threatening predicament from Irina, in order to not worry her. During the Battle of Joseph and Cars, Speedwagon appeared along with Smokey to help Joseph. He brought along assistance from the Nazis to fight against the army of vampires. Smokey showed concern about the condition of Lisa and the fact that she was Joseph's mother. Speedwagon explained that they must not reveal to Joseph that Lisa is his mother, out of respect for Irina's wishes. When Cars successfully turned into the ultimate life form and proceeded to hunt down Joseph, Speedwagon desperately begged for Joseph to go into hiding, rather than attempt to face the Pillar Man head-on, as he didn't want to lose another Joestar. Still, he ignored Speedwagon's request and went to confront Cars. Later at Joseph's funeral, Speedwagon was comforting Irina as she was the last of the Joestar family and understood the tragedy that faced the family. However, Joseph immediately showed up and revealed that he survived the battle with Cars. And everyone in the funeral was filled with joy and relief. In 1952, Speedwagon died of a heart attack at 89, leaving no family behind. After his death, the Speedwagon Foundation was dedicated to biochemical science and technology, and assisted the Joestar family throughout the generations. His men created a new prosthetic hand for Joseph. They helped Jotaro destroy the remains of Dio, study the stand-creating arrow, analyze Giorno Giovanna's Joestar bloodline, and maintain Jotaro's health after Whitesnake stole his stand and memory discs. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now there's a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has got you covered. Our We the Celestials, My Hero Academia, and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, then I'd like to extend you an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being that we only accept members from 16 years and up to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interests by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video, so thank you all for watching, and have a great day.